Dude, I've never seen a builder go to this extent from East Coast to West Coast just to make his clients happy. Come on, follow me.
Okay.
Dude.
Yeah, isn't that, whoa, what are you doing?
Hey, I'm Raphael Locklear with SoutheasternGeneralContractors.com, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 13 best practices that I've learned that has literally saved my construction business. You're not going to want to miss it. So first on the list is knowing thy client. I cannot begin to stress to you the importance of why this is number one. Everything else that follows this really comes from you knowing who your ideal client is. For us, it's typically professional, someone who's got a professional background that deals with the public and understands the struggles that we go through while building custom homes and commercial projects. So we have what we call a customer avatar in our office that kind of identifies who our target audience is and who our ideal client is. So that's number one, you want to know who your ideal client is. Number two on the list is that you have to become a great marketer, especially in 2021 when you've got video, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all the other social media sites. The name of the game is knowing how to market your business really well. So that's number two on the list. Number three on the list is it's not personal, it's just business. Now this is one of the things that I've struggled with a lot in my career, and the reason why is because I never had a background in business. So I've had to learn everything the hard way, and this was one of the ones I've struggled with the most because I'm a pleaser by nature. I love making my clients and vendors and subcontractors and partners happy, but I had to learn you've got to be able to distinguish between what is personal and what is business. The key thing that I've learned that is integral to all of that is to set proper expectations with everyone up front. Make sure your communication is crystal clear and make sure everybody's tracking what the expected results is no matter what the relationship is. And number four is less is more. 3 ideal clients far outweighs and is better to work with than 6 not so ideal clients. This is a lesson we had to learn the hard way. So when starting your business or when growing your business, it's something that you really want to take heed of and find out who your ideal clients are, how you can target them, and working with less clients with more profit, less headaches, and everyone's happy. This is a very, very important lesson. We're so glad we learned it. We hope you do as well. Number 5 is free is the most expensive. One of the lessons you'll learn when you're in business is that you can't always just give things away for free. Sometimes it's the easiest thing to do that can make a problem go away quickest, but it will cost you in the long run. So the quicker you get used to saying no to giving away things for free, the better off you're going to be. One thing I've learned to do is to not give something away for free, but also find a way to make a win-win situation by not reducing your price, but giving maybe an extended service or giving something else where it doesn't cost you a whole lot of money, but you can also kind of like find a happy medium where the clients are going to be happy. But at all costs, try not to give away things for free. Number 6 is always follow a documented process that gets refined over time. So what does that look like? For us, we have a process with everything we do. It's written down, it's in a digital format, so each build we go through, being that we're custom, we're always going to find something new that we didn't run into on previous builds. When we do that, we simply message our group, let our team know in the office and in the field what those new things are or what the surprises are and what stage of construction, and we make sure we document that. We record videos showing exactly what that looks like, and then our team will find out what particular process we need to go to put those measures in place so we can make that part of our standard procedure. And as we go on through build, we are always refining that, and we're always getting better with each and every build.
By sheer coincidence.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Number 7, proving it with video. You know, this is my sister-in-law's house and I personally gave her my guarantee. She's out of town, So I told her I would make sure that this was right. They're gonna be out of town for like 2 or 3 weeks. When they get back, I want this to be ready, I want it to be right. This is the most important thing that she stressed to us during the build. I mean, they had a lot of moving parts here just for this something as simple as the jetty tub. I mean, look at the setup. It's not your normal setup. You've got your push button, checking that out, proving that it works. So I wanted to check this out before we made our video showing all this stuff working. Here's your levers for your faucet, and look where the levers are here, so it's easy access, but your faucet is at the opposite end. Right? And look how easy this is down here. You just simply reach here, turn this on and off right there. Turn your jets on and off, right? Everything's working perfectly. Then I wanted to make sure and be able to clearly demonstrate that we've nailed all the details down for my sister-in-law. So her biggest thing was wanting to be able to use this 2-person tub so she can look out the window and see this nice, awesome view that they have right here on the lake. And I think we've nailed that perfectly. The only thing that we need to verify is that, you know, this is a two-person tub, and we need to see if 2 people can fit in the tub, but I don't know how we're going to pull that one off. Number 8 on the list, don't reduce your price, instead increase your value. See this right behind me? This is a custom bunk bed with double barn doors in a custom home that we're designing and that we are building. This is a great point to illustrate number 8. If you reduce your price to say design and build this bunk bed, it's never been done before. So guess what that means? Chances of you having to touch it 2 or 3 times to get it right is significantly higher than if you have built it several times, right? So if you reduce that price, say from $3,000 to $1,000, what do you think the chances are that you're going to lose money on this particular item? It's pretty high, right? So this is the reason why never reduce your price, instead offer value. You got to be able to explain to the customer why it's in their best interest for you not to lower your price, because when something isn't working out right in the custom field, you're going to have to revise it 2 or 3 times. And if you don't have the correct margins built on the front end, the chances are you're going to run into trouble completing items, especially if you have to tweak custom things on the job site. So what I do is I let clients know it's in their best interest for me not to lower the price, but also find unique ways to create and add value instead. Number 9 is don't let the client lead you. You're the professional. They're coming to you for a reason, and sometimes in custom home building, when things are so specific, clients have unique visions, it's easy to let the clients get into the driver's seat, especially if they're also in a profession. Anybody that is in a profession, they're used to leadership, they're used to taking charge, and in custom home building, especially if you're dealing with that type of client, you have to be careful not to allow them to get into the driver's seat, because if you do, you'll find yourself in a situation later on when something don't work out. In the end, you will hear this phrase, I'm not the builder, you're the professional. I came to you because you're the pro. We don't build. So if you get in the habit of letting the clients lead you, you're kind of setting yourself up for failure later on. So I would make sure to make a note on this one, because this is something we've struggled with, and now we've got it pretty much under control. That's the reason why it made it to this list. Number 10 is make all your selections up front during the design stage. Now, listen, by far out of everything you've watched in this video, I promise you this is probably the most important, in custom home building especially. Everything that the client wants to have happen, a smooth build process, great communication, eliminating stress during the build, all the things that you and your client want to have happen will totally get unraveled by normally 1 or 2 things. The first thing primarily is not having your selections buttoned up on the front end. And I get it. Some folks are pressed for time, but you need to make the time up front to get all these selections out the way, because it's not going to get easier after you get started. Matter of fact, it's going to get more difficult because everybody's busy, right? And imagine needing to make light fixture selections or plumbing fixture selections, and you wait till you get right to the time you're actually needing them, and the client is supposedly going to make those selections the week before. Guess what happens? Those choices tend to not get made and further delay the project, and then the project just start unraveling from there. So make this part of your non-negotiables, that you get all selections made up front. Number 11 on the list is change order consideration fees. Now, the reason why this made it to the list is because once you have all these other items buttoned up in your process, things tend to go really smoothly. The only thing that kind of jeopardizes that is if you're under construction and the clients are indecisive, or if you start changing your mind during the build, it can also wreak havoc on your schedule, your timeline, your budgeting, and you don't want to do that. One of the things we've learned to do is to create a change order consideration fee, which is simple. It's like when you're out in the job site and you're thinking that you may want to change something, it typically goes along the lines of, you know, I was thinking maybe we could do this or maybe we could do that, right? So the way we handle that is say, no problem. Be sure to call the office, get with the office, and take care of the change order consideration fee. That fee ranges from project to project, but typically it's $500, sometimes it's $1,000, just to consider that change. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why? The reason why is that is put there to be an incentive for the homeowner not to want to change their mind, because if they do, it causes delays, causes rework, it causes a whole lot of issues on the job sites. Now, sometimes you have to do that, and as long as the clients are willing to pay that change order consideration fee, then we move forward. But really what we're hoping is that they stop and think and say, you know what, is that really important for us to pay $500 or $1,000 for these folks to consider that? Because once we start slowing down work and letting these guys know, hey, hold on a minute, we got to decide if we're going to do this or do that, everybody's losing money. And especially in this market, you definitely don't want to do that. So the way we found it works best is to charge and get the clients to agree up front to a change order consideration fee. Number 12 is adding a disagreement resolution clause to your contract, and simply what this is that it's a statement in the contract that says we both agree to only handle our disagreements per the contract. So if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing and we misalign an expectation, or you think something was to be installed a certain way but it wasn't specified and we did it exactly how it was specified, you're agreeing not to go online or talk with other people and talk about us in a disparaging way, because we did exactly what we agreed to do per contract, and we agree up front not to do that, and we agree only to handle that within the parameters of our contract, and let that be the resolution versus just going out and kind of disparaging each other on social media or to other people. And finally, number 13 is always adding a 10% buffer and a cost escalation clause in your contract. Especially now with COVID and the way prices are, you always have to include these type of things in your contract. If not, it can literally crush your business. 10% buffer, cost escalation clause in your contract, and these are the 13 best practices that we found that will help save your business and keep your business thriving for years to come. I'm Ralph Locklear. I hope you've enjoyed this video.
To stay up to date on all our projects, get helpful tips and more, be sure to like and follow us on our Facebook page. Let's build together. Want to see all our videos, learn helpful tips, and keep up to date on all our projects? Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Southeastern General Contractors. Let's build together.